Start in Siddhasana, taking deep, full breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. I'm seated on a block, reaching knees apart. Lift the chin and lift the chest with the next inhale. Twist to the right, placing fingertips down onto the ground. And for this series, you'll be twisting and untwisting. And as you twist, reach the left knee away from the left hip. As you untwist, relax everything. Complete 5 twists on the right side. Come back to center, take a deep breath in, and then switch sides. Place fingertips down to the ground, and twist and untwist. Twist, exhale, reach right knee away from right hip. Complete 5 rounds. And come back to center, take a full breath in here. Take the block out and come into a split. It's early, so you'll place the blocks underneath the knees and activate the feet by flexing the toes, and then walk your hands forward into a very gentle forward fold and sway the torso right to left. Integrate breath as you sway. You can also start to turn the barrel of the chest to the right and to the left. Walk your hands back, lift the heart up, and then lift the right foot. Turn the belly away from the right foot and the chest, even the face away from the right foot. Lower the right foot, come back to center, lift the left foot. Play with straightening the left leg as much as possible as you turn the belly, the chest, and the face away. Come back to center. Switch. Lower the right foot and lift the left foot. Turn the belly away. Come back to center. Walk the hands forward again and sway the torso once more. Lift both feet up. Lift the chest. Lower down and sway. Lift the heart. Spread the fingers and lift both feet. Reach the heels away from the hips. Reach the heels away from one another. Notice the chest is lifted. And then come out, remove the blocks. Make your way into child's pose. Take 5 breaths in child's pose. And then take blocks and either stack the blocks the highest height or the mid height. I'm going to choose the highest height. Place the wrists on top of the blocks and sit hips back to child's pose, placing my forehead on the ground. And then from here, begin swaying the hips left and right. At the same time, I can rotate the barrel of the chest left and right. Remove the blocks and place the hands down on the ground. Make your way to tabletop. Walk the hands forward in tabletop and then press back to child's pose. Notice that the toes are tucked under in this child's pose. And from here, walk the hands back. Reach the heart up. Take cow cat. On the exhale, reach the spine skyward. Come back to neutral. Walk the hands back out, downward facing dog. Take 3 to 5 breaths here. You can sway the hips side to side. Walk the feet forward, all the way to forward fold. And then toe heel the feet all the way off of the mat and begin swaying the hips. You can place your fingertips down or hold the Achilles heel. And as you sway side to side, rotate the barrel of the chest right and left, and notice that the gut is on the thighs. Walk your feet back onto the mat. Place hands to thighs, stand all the way up. Reach fingertips skyward, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Take a few breaths here. Spread the breath out across the collarbones. Fill the belly. Shift your weight back into your heels. And then exhale, hands down to the sides. Reach up, inhale. Fold forward, Uttanasana, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant the hands, step back to a high plank. Tap the knees down. Lower all the way down on the exhale. Cobra, inhale. Downward facing dog. Tap the forehead, press up. In fact, press back to knees, tuck the toes, slide the hands onto the shoulders. Inhale, lift the heart. Round the back, exhale. Come back to neutral. Slide the hands forward. Now come to downward facing dog. Bring the feet together, bend the knees, step or float to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Reach all the way up, inhale. Tadasana, arms to the sides on the exhale. Sweep the arms back up, inhale. Fold forward, relax the neck, exhale. Halfway lift, draw the heart forward. Plant the hands, step back to plank. Tap the knees down, take a breath in, and then lower down on the exhale. Cobra, walk hands forward and drag the heart up, forward, and down. Press back to knees. Child's pose with toes tucked. And then slide the hands under the shoulders. Press up. Lift the heart. And then round the back. Exhale. Neutral. Walk the hands forward. And then lift the knees, down dog. Connect the feet at the middle of the mat. Bend the knees. And step, hop, or float to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Exhale all the breath out. Bend the knees. Reach all the way up. Inhale. Tadasana. Exhale. Sweep the arms back up. In breath. And then fold forward. Exhale. Halfway lift. Inhale. Plank. Exhale. Lower all the way down. Cobra. Inhale, flare the toes. Downward facing dog, or press back through knees. Slide the hands back. Lift the heart up. Inhale. Cow pose. And then cat pose. Round the back. Come back to neutral spine. Slide the hands forward. Activate the fingers and spread the palms. Down dog. Inhale, bend the knees, and then step, hop, or float to the top of the mat. halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Once again, sweep the arms up, inhale. Tadasana, arms by the side. That's all in the same exhale. Reach back up, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift. And then plank. Tap the knees down. Lower all the way down. Keep the shoulders lifted. Cobra. Downward facing dog, or press back through knees. Slide the hands back. Lift the heart. And then around the back. Draw low belly gently in. Neutral spine. Walk the hands forward. Downward facing dog. In this down dog, take 3 breaths. Walk the feet forward. This is a hip series, focusing on glute medius. First, hold on to the opposite bicep and sway side to side. You can widen your feet a little for this. This will begin to open up the tissues of the low back. And then take 2 blocks, walk them to the right, shift weight into right heel, lift the left knee up, tap left knee to left tricep, and then extend the leg. Lower and lift. 1, 2, 3. Shift weight back into the right heel. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Flip the foot up and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Place the foot down. Press hands to thighs. Stand up using the arms and shake the legs out. And then reach the left foot back as though you're setting up for half moon with hands on blocks. And then swing the left foot around and tap left foot to left wrist. And then lift up and go back. That's 1. 2, keep the foot as high as possible. 3, tap the wrist and up. 4, 5, 6. Lower both feet, hands to thighs, stand all the way up, and shake the legs. You can even lift a foot, shake it, lift a foot, shake it. Move into the second side. Slide the blocks to the left, shift all the weight into the left foot, back into left heel. Extend the right leg, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Flip the foot up and back. Kick up. I'm going to place the blocks a little lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Both feet down. Hands to thighs. Stand up using the arms and then shake it out. Even step your feet off of the mat and sway the hips gently. Fold forward. And then reach the foot back. Start with the right leg, like you're setting up for half moon with the lower body. And then sweep the foot around, tap the right wrist. 1, 2, keep the weight shifted back into the left heel. 3, 4, 5, 6. Lower down. Stand up and shake it out. Turn the toes out, walk the feet apart. Inhale, reach the arms up. On the exhale, hands to heart, and then lower down slowly to squat. Reaching knees apart. From here, place the arms on top of the knees and sway. I'm just gently shifting weight from right foot to left foot, right foot to left foot. And then step back, downward facing dog. And this is a Sun B flow series. So we'll mosey through the first part, and then we'll move one movement, one breath. Warrior 2, right foot. As you exhale, bend into the front knee and deepen the pose. Take high quality breath here. I'm focusing on 3, maybe 4 breaths. Reverse your triangle. Straighten the front leg. Reach the right arm up and back, and you have the option to slide the left fingertips down to hip, or to thigh, or to shin. On your exhale, come back to Warrior 2. Skandasana. Turn the left toes out to the left. Bend the left knee, and hands can be on the ground, or hands can be to prayer at heart center, depending on whether you need more support. Generate a long line of action through the right leg. And then crawl forward into a lunge. Flip the back heel up and step back, downward facing dog. It's important here not to sweep the foot as you step back. High plank. And then I'm doing an upward facing dog with knees down. You can float the knees and then begin to sway the whole body left and right. Downward facing dog, press back. Warrior 2, left foot. Windmill the arms up. On the exhale, bend the left knee and reach through the arms. Reverse your triangle. Flip the left palm up, straighten the left leg, and use the right fingertips for support. Take 3 breaths. Come back to Warrior 2. Skandasana. Turn the toes out to the right. Again, you can have fingertips on the ground for extra support, or hands to heart. Another modification is to keep this higher, as though you're doing a high squat. And then place the hands down. Crawl yourself to a lunge. You'll wiggle the left foot to the left as the back heel goes up. Downward facing dog. Now moving a little bit faster. Warrior 2, right foot. Cartwheel up. Exhale and deepen the pose. On the inhale, reverse your triangle. I'm opting to lift the front foot. Exhale, come back to Warrior 2. Sweep the arms to heart. Skandasana. Take your time as you walk forward to a lunge. And then step back to plank. Low plank. Cobra or upward facing dog. And then pull back, downward facing dog. Warrior 2, left foot. Windmill the arms up. And on your exhale, sink into the front knee. Flip the palm, reverse your triangle, up and back, opting to lift left foot or not. Exhale your way back to your Warrior 2. Inhale, collect the hands to heart. and then come back to Skandasana. Crawl forward, lunge. Press the hands down, spread the fingers, spread the mid bones of the hand. Warrior 2, right foot. Float up. Exhale and deepen the pose. Deepen the breath. Reverse the triangle, up and back. Back to Warrior 2. Collect the hands to heart. Inhale. Skandasana, exhale. Crawl forward. And then move through a version of Chaturanga. Knees up, knees down, cobra or upward facing dog. Down dog, press back. Left foot, Warrior 2. Cartwheel up. Exhale into the pose. And then reverse your triangle. Keep the right side body really long and the right lung lifted. Warrior 2. Hands to heart, deep breath in. And then Skandasana. Walk hands forward. The pelvis faces forward. And then step back without dragging the foot. Right foot, Warrior 2. Bend the front knee as you exhale. Reverse the triangle, up and back. Warrior 2, come back. Hands to heart, deep breath in. Be mindful to turn the left knee and left toes in the same direction. Keep moving. So while I'm not cueing each movement, you'll want to take deep breaths in and out, taking time and space in each transition. Again, as you go up and back, lift the right lung. Skandasana, sit back. Activate and flex the left toes. Step left foot back, downward facing dog. Tap the knees down, widen the knees out, and tent the hands, tent the fingers. From here, forehead is on the ground, and I'm twisting side to side, focusing on rotating hips, rotating the torso and the belly. And then moving into a version of extended side angle, slide the left knee onto a block and the right armpit over top of the right kneecap. I'm creating an X with my arm on my front shin, and I'm twisting my heart up and open, my belly up and open, and then relaxing down. I'll complete 3 of these. You can stay here as a modification, or extend the left foot back. My feet are spread wide. And from here, lift the right arm up. Keep the right side body long. And now lift as an option, right foot. 3, 2, 1, half moon. Explode up. Take as many steps as you need to get to half moon. You can have your hand on a block, fingertips tented, or float the fingertips off of the ground. This helps build a forced load in through the right leg and the right femur. Step back, downward facing dog. Slide the block to the right, and then set up with right knee on the block, left armpit over top of left kneecap. And then twist up and open, and relax down. Up and open, and relax. Again, you can stay here for the entire series, or extend the right leg back. Turn the belly up, turn the heart up. Lift the left hand up and out like you're holding a tray in your hand. And then look at the left foot, lift the left foot. 3, 2, 1, and explode up. Half moon. Extend and reach the right heel away from the sternum, and the sternum away from the right heel. Now very gently, bend the left knee, step back, downward facing dog. Tap the knees down. And place a block on top of thighs. Hold the block in the hands and squeeze the block. Spread the fingers out wide. From here, lift the elbows, lift the block. And on the exhale, let the elbows rise up and shoulder blades slide down. Reach the bottom tips of the shoulder blades forward. Lift the block. And then let the shoulder blades glide down the back. Lift up if you can. Spread the fingers. Remove the block. And then move forward onto your seat. You'll need the blocks in a moment. For now, wrap the arms around the knees, holding one wrist. Turn the belly to the left and take 2 peace fingers and hold the right big toe. The knee on the right side may remain bent. If you can, straighten the leg out and then float the foot. Reach the heel up. Come back to center. Hold the opposite wrist. This serves as a decompression for the bones of the wrist. You can even twist the wrist a little. Turn the belly to the right. Left peace fingers hold left big toe and extend the leg high. From here, float the foot and reach the left leg as straight as possible. We're going for a quadricep contraction. Come back to center. Now take the blocks at your side, press down, and if it's available, lift the hips. If you need a little kickstand, use one foot on the ground. Turn the belly to the left and come back to this arrangement of holding the right big toe. Float the foot. And from here, press hands down, lift hips up and forward. And switch. Turn the belly to the right, chest to the right. Left foot up. And keep the foot floating. Press the hands down, hips up, hips forward. Slide the blocks back. Now hold on to both big toes and go for a wide spread of legs. And from here, just start to very gently wiggle the hips side to side. Wiggle the torso side to side. Cross the legs. And set up one block at the top of the mat, one block at the back of the mat. Downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward, warrior 2. This is just a prep. So reach up and back, reach forward, and slide the block underneath the arch of the foot. Move into triangle. I'm going to hold onto my shin by the ankle and then start twisting the heart up and relaxing the belly down. Twisting the heart up and relaxing the belly down. From there, reach the right arm to the right and get as long as possible from right hip through right armpit. Reach the heels apart and then stand all the way up and step off of the block, come into a wide-legged forward fold. But from here, I'm going to bend the knees, sinking the hips slightly, and then tip forward, lifting heart. Reach the arms out to activate the muscles in between shoulder blades and running down the lines of the arms. Fold forward. And then hold the left hand to the outer blade edge of the right foot. My right thumb is going into hip crease. And then I'm twisting and untwisting. If it's possible, I'm going to lower the left elbow down to the ground as I twist. So I'm lowering and then lifting. You could also hold the left hand onto the outer shin of the right leg. Come back to center, and then pivot into the opposite side. Lift up to warrior two, and reverse your triangle, up and back. You can opt to lift or not lift the front foot. Come into triangle, slide the block underneath the foot. And then begin twisting up and open the gut, open the chest, and relax into it. 2, up, and relax. And one more, 3, up, and relax. Lift the left arm up and out like you're holding something in your hand, a tray, block maybe. And then stand all the way up. Pivot both feet toward the edge of the mat. Again, bend the knees and hinge forward, lifting the heart. Sweep the arms out to the sides of the room and then fold forward. Hold the right hand this time to outer shin or outer foot. Left thumb goes in hip crease, and then I'm twisting up and open and relaxing down. See if you can tap the elbow down to the ground. If it doesn't reach the ground, place a block under the elbow. And then pivot to the front of the mat, downward facing dog. Have a seat on your mat and come back to this wide sit. Use the blocks underneath the knees. And when we lift the hips, you have the option to place a hand behind you to assist you with the lift. But for now, just lift the right foot. And then lower the right foot down. Lift the left foot. Activate the left quad. And then lower down. And then lift the right foot. Activate the foot, flex the toe back. And then lift the left foot, flex the toe. I'm pulling the pinky toe back to the shin. And then lift both feet and lift your hips. You have the option to keep one hand on the ground or lift both arms. My hips are floating off of the ground here. Reach the heels apart. Yeah, and you have the option to put one hand behind you to prop the hips up as you lift. And hands can be down. Play with lifting one hand and then both. Reach the heels apart. Elevate the heart. And then lower down. Slide the blocks out. And then move into a wide-legged sway side to side, tapping the elbows down to shins. And eventually you can start reaching the elbows toward the same side big toe. Slide the feet back together and make your way back to your child's pose. Sway the hips side to side. Tent the fingers. Set the blocks up flush to the mat, standing tallest distance. From here, measure the elbows. We've done this in previous sessions. Interlace the hands and step the feet up to the blocks. Now this may be your pose. You may focus on lifting one foot and keeping one foot down the entire time. If it's available, float both feet up. And then you'll tap the opposite foot down, slowly to the block, and then the other foot. Another way to do this is to have your hips up against a wall so that when you lift, if you feel like you're going to tip over, the hips will be stopped by the wall. Lower foot down, lower the other foot down, and then step both feet down to the ground. In that entire series, your head is off of the ground. There should be no pressure in the neck. And then set up for a wide-legged forward fold. Slide one block under the left hand and twist the heart up to the right. You can place your hand on your sacrum for extra support or reach the right arm up to sky. And one of the things I'm developing here is strength in the legs and also strength through the left arm. Reach the right hand down, slide a block under the right arm. Stack the bones from shoulder to wrist. Reach the left hand up. As you're here, reach the feet apart and the thighs apart gently. Come down. Move the blocks to the back of the mat. And from here, with a wide-legged fold, you're going to step feet up to the low shoebox height of blocks. And then lift up to tippy toes, reaching the heels apart, reaching the thighs apart. And then lift up again. Notice the head and neck are relaxed. My tailbone is floating skyward. Lift up again. Come up to the very tippy toes. And then shift your whole body weight to the right. Press through the left hand and lift the left foot. Lower down. Shift hands to the left. Press through the right hand. There'll be an enormous amount of force that goes through the right arm and right hand. Lift up and lower. We'll go back to the first side. Press the left hand down. The right hand might get a little bit light as you lift left foot. Shift weight back. Over to the left. Press the right hand down and float the right foot up and out. Extend the leg. Come back to center and make your way into a squat. Press the arms down on top of knees and begin to sway side to side here. Remove the blocks. Downward facing dog. You can sway generously in your down dog. Tap the knees down, reach the knees apart, lift the left arm up to sky, and then thread the left arm under the right arm. I'm tenting my right fingertips, and it's an odd angle here, but what you can't see is my right leg extends out, almost similar to gate opener. You have the option for a bind, and my left fingertips are holding my left big toe, or at least getting close to it. Take deep breaths here. Release out of the pose. Left knee stays down. Come into a modified Vashisthasana. Side plank. Reach the right arm up to sky. Continue to filter enormous breaths in through the lungs, out through the lungs. And then come to center. Lift the right leg up and back. On your exhale, draw knee toward nose, nose toward knee. And then as you extend the leg, lift up to three-legged dog. Pigeon. So for this version of pigeon, slide a block shoebox height under the shin, mirroring the length of the lower leg bones. Flex the toes, the right toes, back to the block. The back knee can be down or lifted in this pose. And you'll notice that I'm swaying side to side. Since my hips are lifted, I have a little bit more mobility to open up some of the constituent tissue in the hips. From here, you have the option to lift one hand, maybe lift both hands, and keep the heart elevated. Place hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Tap the knees down, widen the knees out to the edges of the mat. Reach the right arm up on the inhale. And as you exhale, thread the arm underneath the left arm. You'll have a better view on this side. Tent the left hand, and then extend the left leg out from the hip. My right hand can hold the big toe, and then you have the option for a bind. Full breaths in, and full breaths out. Release out of the pose, and then step back into modified version of side plank. Come up to tabletop, extending the left leg back. Draw knee to nose, nose to knee, and then as you extend up and back, press back to three-legged dog. Pigeon pose. Slide the block underneath the shin. Activate and flex the left toes back to the block. Now, if you're looking for a modified version of this, you could also lean and sit onto your left hip, so the hips may face a little more toward the right. I also encourage sitting on a blanket or maybe even a block. You have the option to reach both arms up, maybe one arm up. Downward facing dog. Tap the knees down and slide the block underneath the hips. There's a slight pivot of the block to face to the left. So as you sit down, extend the right leg out. This is a version or a variation of Janu Shirshasana. And I'm reaching the right wrist around the outer blade edge of the foot, pressing the left hand into left thigh, and you'll notice there's a twisting, untwisting action. And then as you continue to twist and untwist, you can begin to extend the right heel away from the right hip and reach the right hip back away from the right heel to create a really intentional line of action through the right leg. Keep this soft and supple. Next step is to remove the block, sit the hips down, and as you twist up and open, reach the knees in opposite directions. Final variation is to place the elbow on the inside of the right leg. Left hand can hold the foot, and then twist up and open. Again, as you twist up, reach the knees away from one another. Keep the breath supple. If there's a tendency to tense up as you twist and untwist, unhinge the jaw, relax the throat, relax the area around the heart. So start seated on the block. Extend the left leg out. You can have the left knee bent quite a lot. And then thread the arm around the front of the shin. Hold the outer blade edge of the foot with the wrist, not the fingers. And as I twist up and open, I'm pressing into my right thigh with my right hand. I can start to extend the right leg, the left leg, and twist up and open. At the peak of the twist, reach the knees in opposite directions. When you're ready, remove the block, sit all the way down, and then begin twisting up and open and relaxing down. For the final variation, place the elbow on the inside of the left leg and then twist up and open. There is also an option to lift the heel of the left foot as you twist up. And then slide both feet forward, set up for Janu Shirshasana. So the first variation is full horseshoe. You'll notice the toes turn out, and I'm swaying generously side to side here, almost in a serpentine-like action with my spine. And then fold forward. And get a mild decompression in the wrists as my wrists hold the outer blade edges of the foot. And then lift up slightly. Bring the heels all the way together. And you have the option to hold the feet, the shins, or take a bind. So I'm holding the wrist with the hand. And from here, just generously sway side to side. And as you sway, start to reach the left heel out away from the left hip. And then the right heel away from right hip. So I'm extending one leg and then extending the other leg as I sway. And then get to a point where you're extending as much as possible and fold forward. It's important here to pull with the arms to activate the biceps. As you activate the biceps, you'll have a neuromuscular response that releases the lats, the area of the side body. Have the feet be alive. Flex the toes back. Point the balls of the feet forward. And then walk the hands back under the shoulders. Use the hands to lift the torso up. Shift your hips forward and lie all the way down onto your back. Using both blocks, flattest height, slide them underneath the low back into this restorative bridge position with the arms above the head. When you lift the arms above the head in this fashion, you take pressure off of the heart. So take deep breaths into the heart. Reach the hands back down. Take the blocks out. Extend both legs long. Move into your final position, Shavasana. And you'll be here just for a few minutes. And as you're here, feel for the dome of the skull floating in opposite direction away from the left heel, and the left heel floating away from the skull. Notice the activation and the extension of that entire left side. You can do the same with the right side. Another option here is to bring the knees together, feet wide. Feel the dome of the skull float away from right heel, and the right heel float away from the dome of the skull. Lean over onto one side. Extend the top leg and press yourself up to a seat, returning back to where you started. Cross the legs and slide a block underneath the sacrum, underneath the pelvis. Sit up tall. Place hands to heart center. On your inhale, connect the thumbs to the forehead. Bow forward. Namaste.